Shalom, everyone, from the Tabernacle of David, Prophetic Dance Center in Jerusalem. It is a beautiful day, and I feel so blessed, overflowing with thanksgiving, that I woke up today and that I can praise my God yet another day. And it's a day for endless possibilities, and I really believe that. And that's been my experience as I put one foot in front of the other. I wanted to talk to you today, and I was excited about it, about setting your mind. We must choose our attitude. And I want to say this, that it's so important that we choose the attitude we're going to have. We can choose to have a heart full of thanksgiving. We can choose to focus on all the wonderful blessings we have in our lives. Or we can choose to sit on the pity pot. We can choose to be the victim. We can choose to be sinister. We can choose to be negative, and we will be very, very, very unhappy. But if we find that we are not able to set our minds positively, if we find it's just impossible, I want to propose to you that there may be some kind of mental illness, because if you don't feel that you can set your mind, if you don't feel that you have control over your feelings, our feelings are a result of our thoughts. I don't mean when we're grieving the passing of a loved one, but I mean when we allow a lot of spirit traffic to come in, a lot of lies come in, we believe it as if it were truth. The enemy speaks to us in the first person. So we hear, I am this, I am that. So we are deceived many times, and we think these are my thoughts, but they're not my thoughts, and they're certainly not thoughts from the Lord when they're terrible negative thoughts about ourselves. Because we don't hear it like you are, because if we heard it like you are, then it would be so much easier to discern. But we hear it as if it was our own thoughts. So I want to encourage you to set your mind on Thanksgiving. Change your mind and your attitude. But if you find that you cannot do that, it's impossible, you have no control over it, then I want to propose that there may be some kind of mental illness. And then you need to pray about how to address that. I believe that mental illness is addressed at least in 3 different ways. It's addressed on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, and on a physical level. There may be some kind of chemical imbalance. But if you are repeatedly going down the same drain, so to speak, when something goes down the drain, it's just low. If you repeatedly are, and you don't feel like you can help yourself, you don't feel like you have control, you can't even set your mind to something, it's just like taking control of you. It could be demonic possession. If you don't have Holy Spirit living inside of you, if you haven't received Yeshua, it could be demonic oppression, demonic possession, because if you have Holy Spirit, you can't be demonically possessed, but you can be demonically influenced. And many of us have. When we've allowed the enemy to lie to us, we are being influenced, but we're not possessed because we have the Holy Spirit possessing us. So I want to encourage you to seek out help if you are not able to change your mind. Then you need some help. You need a deliverance. But if you have mental illness, it needs to be addressed physically, emotionally, spiritually, and of course mentally. When I say it needs to be addressed physically, I think in this case, no, we just say emotional, mental, and spiritual. There is a component, and I know people that have suffered from mental illness, and they've had to have it addressed on every level. You can need serious prayer if you're demonically possessed or even influenced. You need some deliverance prayer. You may have a chemical imbalance, and you may have to pray into that for the Lord to heal that, and for the Lord to take care of you all around. So let's look at the reality of our lives, and let's see what we need today. So God bless you from the city of the great King. Yerushalayim, Shabbat Shalom.